What's up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to my man,
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How is your day? How is your week? How is your life? I like
How's
that.
your life going? I know you do.
How is your life going?
Man, we have a hilarious podcast lined up for you guys today.
Yeah.
With all the stuff that's going on,
Yeah.
we're going to have a full podcast about coronavirus, the riots, everything that's happening, and it's going to be funny.
And how
Oh, my
Miguel's
God.
wine glass is almost full to the top. Look at the difference here. What did you cheat? I mean,
No, I added more.
you added more, but you didn't add more to mine.
Well, if you want more, I'll go get you more.
It's all good. I'm just saying. I just noticed how full yours was. I was like, man, he must be having a rough day.
I'm a heavy hitter.
I'm a heavy hitter as well. How's that taste?
It's good.
Yeah?
I like it.
You like
Yeah.
it? Good stuff. So what's up, everybody?
Another disastrous week is over.
It's
The
been
world
tough.
is burning.
been-
Literally.
Yeah, it's been
Holy
tough.
shit.
It has. 2020 was supposed to be life-changing. That's what everybody was saying. 2020, this is it. This is it. And holy shit.
What was that you saw? Was it a meme that you saw where it was like a diver found a cave
Oh,
and
yeah.
like it was like a hidden cave
Yeah.
that nobody had ever been to.
you're right.
And inside that cave, they found like 32 different species or
Right.
something like
Yep.
that.
Of
Like
animals.
new
Yeah.
species that weren't discovered before.
Right.
And then one of the comments on the picture is like, lock that shit up and save it for 2021. We cannot afford to have some more shit go down this year.
No, I'm very sentimental today. Like
Yeah.
I'm just full of emotion.
You're
like
already gonna cry?
I am, because there's so much going on right now.
We're not even
and it's
3
so
minutes in.
crazy. Shut up, because like I told you the other day, like my spirit is not sitting well just with everything that's happening, and then being on social media and reading posts, and everything is so sad, so negative, so angry. Like people are angry, and I get everything that's going on, but the media, social media, I'm just like, I have to take a break, because it's weighing on my soul. It's weighing on my spirit. And I am usually this happy camper.
Yeah.
And I try to fake it, right? Like everything's good. And it just keeps weighing. So I just have to fall down on my knees and start to pray. Not what you were thinking.
Yeah. No, that's usually you. That's Sonja walking around.
No.
That's her sound effect, but not lately.
Yeah. I mean, I try to keep just to lift it, like a positive heart, especially around like the kids.
Yeah.
Because my daughter can feel it when I am not on point or my happy self. She's like, mommy, like she feels it. She feels my energy. She sees it and she gets concerned. And I don't believe that this, with the whole riots and everything that's happening, like I was unsure whether this was a conversation that like we should talk to them, because they're so happy, and why steal their joy and worry them. And so I did consult with one of my friends who is a legal, she's, like a guardianship of children. That's what she focuses on, children's behavior, their health and all of that. And she said, no, you're doing the right thing. She said, why have, they're young. How old are they? I told her 8 and 10. And she's like, nope, they have enough going on with this coronavirus and why they can't go out and play with their friends and do other things. And so she's like, they're little. Yeah. Don't bring it up.
But at the same time, these are things that we're dealing with. These are things that are happening in the country or happening in the world. And we don't have to break it down like exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. The reason that this thing kicked off. But just share that, sometimes people are treated unfairly. So for us, we need to remember that regardless of how somebody looks or what they think or what they believe or whatever the fuck makes them different, that they're still people. And then we don't treat them with disrespect, and we treat everybody the same way.
But I feel that that is a conversation that we can have with them. But I think that we also lead by example.
Yeah.
They see, our friends, very diverse.
This has been fucking hard, man.
Yeah, it has.
I've been like, And for me, like, I'm always like, those of you that listen, like, I'm always talking about things that I'm thinking about. And literally lately, this is the only thing that I've been thinking about. And it fucking bothers me. It bothers me in all different aspects, just on every side.
Yeah.
I don't know what to think.
It's confusing.
It is.
It is. It's very confusing. And so we just have to know that change is good. Change was needed, right? Like
is
change,
needed.
Change
is
it
needed.
is needed. And change is difficult.
Yeah.
It just is. And this was bound to happen.
Yeah.
Not good timing.
No.
Not good timing.
It's fucking crazy.
At all. But I feel that it's going to be a good thing. I mean, that's how I feel. I feel that we are going to come out of this stronger, more connected, more aware.
Yeah.
You know, I feel that this is heading in the right direction.
Some of it is.
Yeah. Well, no, some of it is.
Yeah. The protest, like the legit protest, and I've heard a lot of good things too about people protesting, and then people fucking shit up at the protest, and protesters getting on those people like, hey, that's not what we're here for.
Right.
Like, we're not here to break windows. We're not here to spray paint shit. We're not here to fuck shit up. But we are here past curfew, you know, making life hell for the police officers or whoever they have a problem. Not making life hell, but it's making
what they believe in.
It's like, hey, we're not going home. We're not going home until we get justice.
Right.
But they're not breaking shit. They're not.
Right. No, they're doing it peacefully. They're doing
yes,
it
exactly.
the right
They're doing it peacefully. They're doing it the right way.
They're doing
and then
it
there's
the
some
right
people
way.
that are fucking shit up, you know, and
Right.
and they're not associated.
Right.
They're not associated, not even in the least bit.
Right.
You know, so it's hard. It's hard, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, you know, those of you who are watching, you have to find a place where you can find some peace.
Yeah.
Really, just because of everything that's going on, it can weigh on you. It can weigh on your spirit. It can weigh on your soul. And you fall into this funk. So you have to find a place of peace and comfort and love. And I'm so grateful that our home is that for me.
Yeah.
Our home is that for me.
Yep.
And I have, you know, like-minded friends also that I can call on that help talk me, you know, just get me through this, because we all need that. We need someone that we can turn to, someone that we can talk to, someone that we could just lay it all out, and they in return can, you know, give us that peace of mind, that lift,
that's
that
good.
Motivational, just, you know, like, you know,
that's a big thing right now. What you're talking about, those associations that we talk about, the people that you talk to, the people that you hang out with right now.
Yes.
If this is weighing heavy on your mind, you need to have those good people that you can talk to.
Yes.
Because if you go to the wrong people, they're going to feed all the bullshit that's out there. And you do not want to be around those people right now.
Nope. Not at all. It's hard enough as it is.
And have good conversations, serious conversations, important conversations with those people. Mm-hmm. You know, because those are the people that you can confide in.
Right.
You know, and man, I've been struggling. I've been struggling with this thing. You know, I talked about on the last podcast, and even on the last podcast, I told you after we recorded it. So when we recorded the podcast, all we really knew was that there was protests that were starting to happen last week.
Right.
They were starting to happen. We knew that the whole thing that happened with George Floyd, we knew that there was other things that have happened in the past, right? That also, I mean, it wasn't just this situation. It's a buildup of everything, but this was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Right.
And so last week when we recorded, everything hadn't kicked off yet the way it is now. Like, we weren't on were we on a curfew? I don't think we were on a curfew yet.
No,
when we
not
recorded
at all.
last week.
No.
And so things have changed so fast. And I had to go back and listen to our podcast, because I was like, I know I was talking about the police and, you know, racism and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't want this to come off as insensitive towards, you know, the black community, towards the minority community, to anybody, really, to anybody. And I also don't want to make it like a cop bashing thing.
Right.
Because I do appreciate the police officers. And man, it's just like throughout this whole week, I've been kind of going back and forth, and really, like, I'm thinking about myself. Yeah. And I'm even thinking about the thoughts that I'm having. Like, am I having these thoughts? Is it because of my associations? Is it because of where I live? Because I've been in Arizona for 20 years, how this state is more right leaning, I guess, and the people that I work with are more right, is like, does that influence my train of thought? Because there's other people that are super left leaning, and if I was hanging out with them, maybe that would be my train of thought. Maybe if I lived somewhere else, it would be different.
So you're having a train of thought about your thoughts.
I'm having thoughts about my train of thought.
No, that's real.
No, but
it's real. Like I get it. I understand, and I'm sure people that are watching this, are going through the same thing.
No, and I, for people that listen to the, like I do, that know me, that have listened to the podcast, people that know me personally, I try not to be closed-minded. I try not to. And this whole week I'm thinking about stuff, and I'm like, dude, a lot of this sounds like what they say in this camp on this side. I was like, what the like, I don't know. And is it like, I don't want to pick a side. I don't want a fucking side.
No, exactly. Yeah, no.
So
you know who you are.
Yeah.
You know who you are. Stop questioning who you are. This is the thing.
But you have to. You have to, because so when I was listening to the podcast, and I've talked to you about this before, like the last thing that I ever want to be is a victim.
Right.
Don't ever make me a victim, because I'm a fucking fighter. I'm not a victim. But when you kind of say something like that, like with the Black Lives Matter and everything, it's like, well, what's wrong with that? Like, they've been oppressed. There's things that have happened, like it's so fucked up, because when you say things like, I have black friends, it's like you have no black friends and you're a racist. When you say, I have black friends, you know what I mean? It sounds so fucking bad. I have a black friend. No, but no, it's the truth. I mean, when I was growing up until 16 years old, when I was living in New York, I barely ever saw any racism. And it may be hard.
I was unaware.
It may be hard for people to believe, but growing up in New York City, I was talking to my best friend Stevens about growing up earlier this week. And like we were saying, like it was a melting pot. The only reason that you would ever say something about, the white boy or the black guy or the whatever, it's just because you're describing the person.
Right.
But it's not like we're saying, something racial about them.
Right.
We're just describing, oh yeah, Bobby the white boy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But I was never introduced to any of that stuff. Growing up, like some of my best friends were black guys, and in the military I served, with black guys, we partied together. We went to different countries together. But it wasn't
black guys. It's just guys.
Exactly.
And that's the same with me. Like I do not, I don't see color. I was at an appointment. I told you about this. I was at an appointment. I was doing a signing for, an older black woman, and we're doing this signing to explain, baby, the situation.
Sorry. Oh, you were explaining the lady,
and she's listening to Christian music, and I like Christian music. She's beautiful. Like, she's just beautiful. She was in the Army for 30 years. We're talking, we're laughing, having a good time. And all of a sudden, I got full of emotion to where my eyes started to tear, and I'm looking at her and I'm seeing me. Like, it's weird. And we are the same. There's no difference between her and I and our hearts and there's no difference. And then I start to think about what's happening, because we have a curfew. Her and I, we have a curfew. And this signing was last minute. Yeah. And it's 7:30 and we're both out.
Yeah.
She showed no concern.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is that,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
whatever is happening in the world, she's lived it her whole life.
This woman had no fear.
Yeah.
Like she was just full of love. Full of love.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about anything that was going on, but we were enjoying each other's company.
Yeah. That's cool.
And that just, like, when I started to think about what was going on in the world, I started to hurt.
Yeah.
I started to feel just, how can all this be going on? She is just, we are one. That's how we are one.
She's no
what
different.
What the fuck's going
There's no
on?
different.
Like, what's, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
And I can't act as if I understand what they're going through.
Yeah.
I can't even explain it. I can't pretend like I understand their pain, their discomfort.
Yeah.
I can't.
So kind of going back to what I was saying before, like I said, I've served, I've partied with, we've been to different countries with all of my friends, my black friends. I played football with them. I mean, and like I have my viewpoint, my viewpoint, my point of view, the way I see things. And I'm just kind of like when I was thinking about it, I'm like, but maybe there's another side that I don't understand because I'm not black.
Right.
But I am Hispanic. But like you pointed out to me, I've been in the military and I look military and my ID says that I'm military. So if I get pulled over, I'm probably not going to get fucked with too much, even though I have been before. But it may be less of a chance. You know what I mean? And, you know, I speak English pretty well. It's not like I got an accent or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, well, maybe there's another side. So even though my thoughts may be my thoughts, I do have people that I care about that are black. I have friends. I have, you know, all kinds of people in my life.
All kinds of different race.
Yes, but this is happening too. Right now, this is focused on the black community. Right. You know? And I'm like I'm thinking to myself, like, am I being insensitive? Is there something that I'm missing? Do I not get it? So I'm keeping an open mind. And actually today we were going to have a friend of mine on the podcast and it wasn't able to work out because we were going to talk about some of this stuff. But it reminds me of what's happening with the football player, with Drew Brees. I was talking to you about this earlier in the week where Drew Brees is a quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. Mm-hmm. New Orleans is a largely black community, and he won the Super Bowl there. He does tons of shit for the community. Tons. He kneeled with the players when they were kneeling for the national anthem and all that stuff. And then recently he made a statement where he said everything great, except where he said, I will not stand for people disrespecting the flag. And when he said that, a lot of people got pissed off. And they were like, you obviously, you know, it's your privilege that you don't understand what's happening. You don't like the fact that you're saying that means that you don't get it. And you're not one of us. Like you don't understand what we're going through. And that may be true. That may be true for Drew Brees because he's a white guy. And he doesn't understand. He can't imagine what it's like to be a black guy in America.
Right.
But one of his teammates made a video and said something to the effect of like, he kind of just pretty much called him out. And he told him, I don't fuck with you anymore. I don't fuck with you anymore. That's what he said at the end of his video. I can't fuck with you. Now, that I think is fucked up. Because if you know, like people make mistakes. And if you know Drew Brees as a person, I don't know him personally, but from the things that I've seen, he seems like a great guy for the community, a great guy. He is a role model for people to look up to. And when you say, I can't fuck with you to a guy like him, why not say, you obviously don't get it. I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you because I need to make you aware. And maybe you can change his point of view and you will have a fucking powerful person on your side that you won over instead of saying, I don't fuck with you and you're on that team and I'm on this team.
Do you know what that is?
It's another fucking
lack
division.
Of communication. Lack of communication. I mean,
this is
effective.
Yeah.
Communication.
I'm just saying for people that are out there protesting, this is you can't make it us versus them. We need to fucking get to a point where it's just us. It's all of us.
Yes.
Regardless of everything.
The people.
Everything. Regardless of your race, your religion, your income level.
Right.
All that shit. Because you know what? There's going to come a point in this world, if we don't get wiped out by a fucking meteor or some shit, where everybody,
about that later.
everybody's going to be having sex and fucking each other, and we're all going to turn gray. We're all going to be like a certain color because the intermingling maybe 200 years from now, but we're all going to be a similar skin tone. And, that's just what it's going to be.
Wait, what did you just say? Were all going to be... What you just say?
With people intermingling from different countries, everybody looks different. And eventually, years from now, everybody's going to have a similar skin tone, a similar, complexion or features or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's just going to be a lot more common. And guess what? We, as humans, will figure out a way to split each other apart. Either way. Because it happens. I've seen it. Like, I was listening to a podcast with Joe Rogan, and this guy, Justin Wren. Like, he does huge stuff in the Congo, in Africa, building wells and doing all this stuff. If you guys don't know about it, look up Justin Wren. He's an MMA fighter, but his main cause is helping the people of the Congo. And he talked about how in the Congo, a lot of the people, like, they'll look similar. They look the same. Like, they're all from the same area. Mm-hmm. But they still discriminate against each other based off of the tribes that they're from or the areas. So we don't need a reason. Okay, we'll figure it out.
That was the people, because we always talk about the government. They're the reason for all this division that's happening.
Yeah.
So you're saying...
Well, in that case, yeah. Yeah, no, and that was his experience. I don't know. But
so is it just us, the people, like our hearts? Do you see what I'm saying? Or is it because a lot of people like to say the government, the government, the government?
Maybe it's just people. But one thing I know is
we're not experts.
No, obviously, if you've listened to this podcast, if you've listened to a couple episodes, we're not experts at anything. We know a little bit about some stuff.
Hey, our marriage, we are experts at something, man. Our marriage is pretty good.
No, but I think, like I talked about before, some people are assholes. I don't know. I don't know. I'm open to having my mind changed, but one thing that I do know for sure, and I've had so much trouble trying to express how I feel. But I think the best way to do it is that whenever you forget where you come from, that's when injustice can start happening. So, and any time that you're trying to split people into groups. So, like, let's say you're a police officer, but you were a civilian, and you forget that at one point you weren't always a cop. You weren't always a police officer. You used to be a civilian. And when you forget why you do or what you're supposed to do, the reason that you do things or like your job, injustice can happen. So if you sign up to be a cop, you were a civilian and you signed up to serve the people and protect. And when I say serve, I don't mean like you're a servant or a butler or whatever. Like, you're there for the people.
Right.
To make the community better.
Right.
If you become a manager, you become a manager because you used to be one of those guys.
Yeah, or a leadership role.
Now you are, your job is not to be the boss. It's to take care of your crew. And when you forget that and you start treating people like they're beneath you, anytime, like we talked about on Memorial Day with Mark Lee in his letter, anytime that people see themselves as superior than other people for any reason, it's fucking wrong. Regardless, whether you think you're better than the civilians because you're a cop, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
If you think you're better than the employees because you're a manager or an executive or you're at a different level, that's fucked up.
Right.
If you make more money than a different class of people and you think that you're better than them because of that, it's fucked up.
Right. Yeah. It's in the Bible it says, besides it saying, money is the root of all evil, but it also says man's heart. Like, God knows your heart.
Yeah.
And that's where the issue lies.
It's true. Like we were talking about earlier this week.
It's that simple.
If you want to, yeah. Like,
if you want to know someone's true character,
that's why
give them.
Some people, the kind of going back to the talking shit about people at work or, when somebody fucks something up, talking about what they did. And it's like, you know what, man? I can't. I'm an inspector. I look at other people's work, but I can't see that something that's fucked up and give them too much shit. Really, I try not to give people too much shit. And if I can, I try to teach them or help them, or try to help them fix it. Try to figure out a way that we can get this thing fixed. And we don't have to let the world know. Because the thing is, well, actually, one thing that I've kind of found, the people that talk the most shit, sometimes they've fucked up the most shit in their career. I'm dead fucking serious. You know, I try not to give people too much shit because I fuck shit up left and right in my career. And you learn from it.
Right.
You know, you learn from it and you get better. So I just can't. It's the saying, it's throwing stones in a glass house. It's like, I can't give you shit. I've been there.
Right. Right.
You know, actually, when somebody gives a good fuck up and they're telling me about their good, like they feel bad about their fuck up, I'll tell them about my fuck up.
What about, like Jocko's podcast when we were watching that?
Yeah.
You know, he said the biggest thing is for us to remember that we are all human. We are all human.
Whether you're a police officer out there, their husbands, their kids, or their fathers, their children, their uncles, their cousins to somebody.
Remember, right. The person that you're looking at.
Just like the person on the other side of the barricade that's holding up their fist. They're cousins. They're fathers. They're somebody's son.
Someone's dad. Someone's brother.
And the one, what I don't understand, like I get the protests, and if you have a problem, take it to where it's going to make a difference. The police, the government, the court system, the mayor's office, like protest there. The rioting and all that stuff, that's not part of it. That's something else. That's just people taking advantage of what's happening.
Of the situation.
And it's not making things better. One thing that I did want to mention is not to be fooled. If you're like I get it, and go do it. But don't be fooled into thinking, because there's been some good things that have been happening. Like here in Phoenix, I think the police chief was marching with the protesters.
Oh, really?
It might have been yesterday. And in Flint, Michigan, the sheriff marched with the protesters over there too.
That's cool.
This is the thing. That is cool. That's great. It's amazing. Don't be fucking fooled, because that's nothing. It's nothing. Because if people feel like, oh yes, we got the police chief marching with us, this is great. Let's grab our signs and we can go home now. No, you can't. This is the farthest that I've ever seen something like this move. And now you have the opportunity to actually make people sit down at a fucking table and ask them be like, hey, what are we doing about the abuse of power? What are we doing about this shit?
Yep.
This is we can't just sit here and hold our fists and you march with us and then we all go home.
Right.
That's not enough.
Yep.
We need this needs to be a national
There has
conversation.
to be change. There has to be a change.
Or
else we're going to continue going through this.
It's fun. It's just so hard, man. Yeah. And you know what? This is something that I want to mention. If you guys haven't been to our website, go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. You can click on the support the show tab at the top, and it'll take you to our Amazon link. Anything that you purchase on Amazon, we'll get a little kickback. You'll also see a link to Trust Inc. And Trust Inc. is?
We are a nationwide mobile notary agency. We do a lot of work with title companies, law firms, and individuals as well. So if you have a document that needs to be notarized, feel free to reach out to us.
Yes. And you can also subscribe to the podcast there. You can subscribe to the YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all our social media is there. You can also contact us. So this is something I wanted to mention. If you guys want to contact us, if you guys want to try and change our point of view or whatever, or my point of view, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Fucking send us a message, leave us a voicemail, 480-912-5128. If you have a different point, you can be anonymous, but I want to hear the other side. If somebody is opposed to what I think or what Sonja thinks, like, we are down to get these messages, play the messages, try and analyze what's happening, and maybe we're fucking wrong. Like, just don't disregard us like somebody tried to do with Drew Brees, because you could win people. That's the whole point, is winning people to your side. And, now you have another person.
Why have a side, though?
I'm saying to the fucking human side. To everybody just fucking treating each other
yes,
the right way.
Yes.
Regardless of all that shit, man. It's just fucked up.
Do you know what would solve all of this?
What? Busting nuts?
Love.
Oh.
And kindness.
That's a form. Oh, before I forget, if any of you want to start a podcast and you go to Libsyn, that's where we host our podcast. That's where the biggest podcasts out there are hosted. And you want to get a free trial, you can go to the sign up, click on sign up, and it'll give you a promo code. If you type in OAP for Opposites Attract Podcast, it'll give you the rest of the month free plus the next month, so you can try it out. So
there you go.
If you guys are thinking about it, Libsyn.com and OAP is the promo code.
Very, very cool.
So yeah, but
so what's up? Are you?
No, I'm still angry. So anytime that no, but like we were talking about, if you want to know a person's true character, their true character, anytime that you give people money, power or celebrity, that their true character comes out. Actually, I just got back from Costco a little while ago, and I was talking to the lady at the pharmacy, and she was saying something about like money. It's just money. Like money makes people evil. And, you know, I'm not going to sit there and have a fucking conversation with the lady, but I'm just like thinking to myself, I was like, no, money doesn't make people evil.
Negative.
No.
Nope.
No, it just enhances your character.
That's right.
And if your character happens to be that of an asshole, then you're going to be a bigger asshole. Right. But if you're a great person,
yes.
the dude that look up the stuff that this guy does. The guy that started 5 Hour Energy. That dude does some cool things. He takes all of the money from 5 Hour Energy to like help the world, like to give people clean water, to figure out how to power people's like huts and like where people can't get power. He developed like this bicycle where you can pedal for like 20 minutes and it'll give you power for like a day. And like he's doing projects like that to try and help make the world better, you know?
Yeah.
So money isn't evil.
No.
It doesn't make you evil.
People are
yes,
evil.
People are evil.
Yes.
All people.
No, not all.
I'm just kidding. That's what Sonja was saying.
I was not.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. I am not the person who
it's true.
ever say that.
You know, that it is true though.
Yeah.
Celebrity, you give celebrities power or any people, any type of celebrity, and hey, the shit that you can take advantage of, if that's their character, they will.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same shit with power. So
you were talking to the kids about a photography business?
Yeah. So
how did that come up?
I was just kind of thinking, like Audrey likes taking pictures, and Joey likes flying his drone around. And I was just kind of thinking, like, I have a friend of mine that he would do wedding photography. And I was like, you know what? That would be kind of cool if they got into it and he could fly the drone for the wedding and she could take pictures and maybe he can do editing and they can kind of build a little something together.
Oh, that's super cool.
You know?
I've been on this David Bach roll. Right. Again, confused minds do nothing, but I'm, just figuring out about investing and what to invest in.
Yeah.
And the real estate market and where that's at and trying to figure out what to do there, and you and we've been working on this for a long time and not knowing what to do, we have done nothing. And recently we decided, well, no, baby, I'm talking about taking it to the next level.
Oh, yeah.
The next level. Understanding, investing and all that comes along with that, and trust, having trust in the right person.
Yeah.
To do our investments and all of that. I've been listening to David Bach, and he talks about that it starts at home.
Yeah.
It starts, just talking to the kids about money. And most people, that's not a conversation that they really want to talk about, is money.
Yeah.
Because then it brings up a whole lot of emotion with that conversation.
That's some good advice to give people. I mean, if you guys don't talk to your kids about money, like that's something that my dad talked to me about it a little bit. But a lot of families don't like talking about money. Don't like talking about the lack of money. Don't like talking about why they're struggling or what it's important. It's important to talk to the kids about what, especially if you're going through hard times, but you're focused on doing the right thing. It's important to talk to the kids about why things are the way they are and where you're headed so that they understand why you're going through what you're going through. But money is something it shouldn't be taboo to talk to kids about it.
Not at all.
I mean, if it is
that's how I
taboo,
grew up.
if it is taboo, they're gonna have a hard time with money.
Right. Yeah. And so he talks about, and his Audible is called The Automatic Millionaire.
Yeah.
And he talks
I
about.
may have listened to that already.
I don't think you may have listened to
I think
some
I have
of
it. I think I already listened. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So he talks about just having everything automatic from, like your 401k, just everything, your savings, just having it automatically come out of sight, out of mind. And it made me think about that conversation that you and I had about finances when you said every time I get a raise, I'm just going to raise.
Yeah. They actually have that system.
Percentage of my investments.
Yeah.
And he talks about that is the way to go.
Oh, I forgot to read that thing. Yeah.
What?
I forgot to read. I sent it to you because I wanted to read it, and I don't think you read it, and I don't think I read it. But it was I'll get back to you guys about this because I'm gonna read it because I'm interested. But there was an article that I sent to you about this guy that retired at 35, and
I did not read that.
He saved everything that he had until 35, and he fucking retired.
Yeah.
Does whatever the fuck he wants now, and he has millions.
See, but David Bach also says to not put yourself on a budget.
Fuck
because
that.
Putting yourself on a budget is like putting yourself on a diet. So that's why he said to automatically just put it on, just have it to where it automatically comes out of your account. And he talked about making more money, like having a plan B, all that good stuff. And he said most people, when they there's 4 ways, I think he said, to get rich. He said, number 1, you can win it, the lottery.
Good luck with that.
He said, that's exactly what he said.
Good luck with that.
Number 2 is to marry it. And he's like, and
go.
pay for it for the rest of your life. Because most people that marry someone just because they're rich, usually they're paying for it for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Number 3 is inherit it. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Some people,
that may be an option for some of you guys.
They inherit it, Yeah. And number 4 is make it happen.
Yeah.
Like make it happen.
And
There's
that's
no
the best
such thing
one.
about wishing upon a star. I hope I win the lottery.
Man, yeah.
So, hey, you have 4 options. Oh, he also said a lot of people they sue for it. They'll sue for it.
Oh, fuck that, man.
But he's like, that's
if you
the
have
mentality.
a legitimate case, go for it.
That's the mentality.
But if you're suing to get rich, fuck you.
He said that's the mentality of most people.
Yeah. The ambulance chasers.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
But that's crazy because when you think about it, some people in your life.
Oh, yeah.
That think.
Fucking scammers.
One of 5 ways. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I'm just going to marry it.
Yeah.
I'll just marry into it. Oh, hey, I'll just keep winning or playing the lottery. And one day, hopefully one day, I will win. So wish upon a star.
Fuck
or
that. Or go
you
get
can take advantage. Yep. Go get it.
Go get it.
And I'm telling you, like with our kids, knowing what we know, everything that we've messed up, all the mistakes that we've made with money, right? And what we know today, it's our job, it's our responsibility to teach the kids now, to get them investing now. Who was it? A podcast. You sent me a podcast talking about investments, talking to the kids about, what's your favorite store to go shopping at?
That was Kevin Hart.
Was it Kevin Hart?
Yep.
For
those of you, I cannot suggest this podcast enough. It's recent. Either one, but the recent one is incredible. The one before it was great too.
Yeah.
But Joe Rogan and Kevin Hart. Like Kevin Hart was on there recently, and he was talking about his accident, the accident that he had where he almost died.
Right.
He had bones in his back fused, but man, the podcast is amazing. It's incredible. It's one of the best podcasts I've ever heard, and both of the podcasts that he was on with Joe Rogan were 2 of the best podcasts that I've ever heard.
Yeah. You know what I love about it? Kevin Hart is all heart.
Yeah.
Like he's all heart.
And no bullshit.
But it took him a near-death experience.
Yeah.
to value
His
what life is all about.
Well, not to. I think he valued it,
like family,
but
like just
the priorities.
Yeah,
like he
shifted.
valued it, but they were
Yes.
not. The priorities weren't set the way they were supposed
right.
to be set.
They shifted because the things that were really important to him came to light when he thought that he was going to lose it.
Dude, when he was talking about having dinner with his family from now on, he's like, I need to be out of the office by 3 because I have dinner with my family every night. And I was like, yes. Like, that's what I'm fucking talking about.
Yes.
That it may seem like a little thing. It's a big fucking deal.
Yes. And Miguel's like, I need you to listen to this podcast. I'm like, send it to me. And I am driving and I'm crying. Like, because I can feel him. Like, listening to his story and being full of just the gratitude and being alive and being able to walk and hug his children and his wife and just sitting in gratitude and having the grace just flow out of him. Listening to his story was absolutely amazing. And that's when I told you, like, listening to Oprah Winfrey, Super Soul Conversation, and listening to those stories after stories after stories, many of them like Kevin Hart, woke me up to what's important. And there's a time to grind. Like, there's a time to grind. Yeah. Right? But there's also a time that you give 100% to your family, whether it's an hour or whatever it may be, because I've been working a lot lately, but taking the kids to Cold Stone just for that hour meant everything.
Yep.
There's times where I may be late for dinner, but I will make the kids breakfast, or I will have a deep personal conversation with them while you're working at the table and you're unaware of that conversation. Yeah. Like, I became more aware of what's important. Yeah. No,
it's good.
And so when you asked me before I left, like, hey,
did you say bye to
Joey
Joe
today? Like, it was almost like you were coming at me. That's how I saw you.
It wasn't that I was coming at you. I just didn't.
You didn't know.
I didn't know if you were aware of you leaving without saying what I thought was you saying bye. And I'm like, look, if you're getting busy to the point where you're leaving without saying bye, then that's not good.
Yeah.
That's why I was saying it to you. And maybe I said it a little bit dickish or whatever. I didn't mean for it. It
sounded like you were coming at me with the jab.
I'm just like, hey, did you say bye to Joe?
Yeah.
Because...
and thank you for that. And I told you, I'm like, well, I was being sarcastic about it because I thought you were trying to be an asshole. So I'm like, yeah, thanks. Like, I thought you were trying to jab me, with that. And so, but that's the thing, just me being aware of what's important and, just having those conversations and the time with the kids, even if it's during the day, an hour or, whatever it may be. Yeah. Because I know that if I start to get off balance, that it's going to hit me and it's going to hit me hard.
You shut the show down.
Me,
yeah, you shut the show down.
You know that. So you were just checking in with me. Yeah. But it was the way, I guess, I thought you were checking in.
The way your football coach checks on you, he fucking slaps you in the back of the helmet. No, but when you guys are done listening to the 65 episodes of Opposites Attract podcast, make sure that you don't miss those Kevin Hart podcasts because they were really good.
Yeah, they were really, really good.
But one thing that he was talking about was how life is like a game. Man. And he was talking about how life is like a game, and when you learn how to win, like, it's on. It's on. Like, you know how to win.
But it's work. Like, it is work. You know why because listen, right now, and I'm going to tell, 2 years ago when we started Trust Inc., okay? Trust Inc., I was out there hustling, right? I was out there knocking on doors, talking to people, introducing the business. Like, I was out there working. But I wasn't the business had not taken off yet. So I was focused on me that year. Do you remember? I took the entire year off of Legal Shield, and I spent that summer with the kids and on me, working on me. And I was in the best shape ever. Like, I was looking pretty fly, right? I was working out twice a day. I'd go to the gym.
I know,
I would jump
yeah.
rope in the garage. After jump roping, I would go jump in the pool like the kids. I don't even think I've ever put clothes on. I think I wore a bikini the entire time.
You were, yeah.
No, for real. People,
you were like in a bikini and a little wrap-up thing.
Yeah, like the entire summer. And I was feeling good, looking good. And the business had not taken off, so I had the time to do so. Well, guess what? The business took off. Think about this. Talking about having a balance, like that's what I'm learning is trying to figure out the balance, because I am off balance when it comes to fitness, health, and fitness.
Yeah.
Right. But the business is rocking. Like it's rocking and everything's good. But now my fitness, it's gotten off, and with the COVID, but that's not even an excuse, because I have a damn jump rope where I could just go jump rope in the garage.
Yeah.
It's like when something is going good, something else
has to give.
Yeah. And it's like, where do you find, and it's almost like having an uneven balance, because I don't think everything is ever going to be perfectly balanced. There's no such, is there such thing as a perfect balance?
Maybe for a split second, and then you get a wrench thrown in your shit.
Right.
Like it seems like anytime you start to find that balance, something fucking happens. Like and that's not
You're
just
100% true.
And that's not just here with us in life, in everything. Like at work, I remember we would be working on helicopters, and it's like, you know what, man, everything's been pretty good lately. And then all of a sudden, we get a notice of escapement from somebody saying like, oh yeah, we forgot to check these fucking things, so start taking apart all the helicopters and checking. And we're like, we were doing so good. Now we got to take everything apart. It's just the way life is.
It's nuts. And the secular Buddhism podcast that I've been listening to lately, dude, it's right on. Like he says, listen, life is like a Tetris game. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
But when you get it, you try to figure it out, fit it in, and that's how life feels. He's like, stop playing the game of life like it's a chess game. It's not a chess game. It's a Tetris game.
Yeah.
He's like, so what you have to do is detach yourself from the outcome, because change is going to happen regardless. Life may be going great. Something becomes off balance, throws you off because you're not used to it, and now you're all out of whack.
Yep.
He's like, stop. Just let go. Let go of what you expect to happen, because it's never going to happen the way you want it to happen.
Yeah.
And once you emotionally detach, that's when you're going to be okay. And figure out, okay, well, this isn't the piece that I expected, but this is the piece that I got. So what am I going to do with it?
So how can I make this piece work?
How can I make it work?
Yeah.
How can I make it work? What things do I need to adjust?
Yeah.
You know?
That's life. Rolling with the punches.
Yeah.
You know?
And so that's what I've been working on is that. And it's the hardest shit ever.
Yeah.
To try to figure out, okay, what am I going to do now? How am I going to make this work?
There's always a way.
Yes.
There's always a way to make it work.
And looking at the brighter side of, just look at the brighter side of things. When life hits you and life's coming at you, sit in silence and start
practicing gratitude.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's always
look around.
something. Like
Look
there's
around.
always something to be grateful for in life.
Dude, if you live in this country,
There's
shit
so
may be
much.
crazy, but you're living here.
Yes.
You're living fucking here.
Exactly. And you're living. You're alive.
True. Very true. Yep. Yeah, so definitely that Kevin Hart podcast was amazing. It was great. One thing that he was talking about was work. Well, he talks a lot about work, because if you guys know Kevin Hart, he freaking works.
Work.
Yeah.
Work.
But he was talking about, like, if you work, we've talked about it here, like if you work a job that you don't enjoy, like you don't like doing it, you need to use that as your motivation to do something else.
Mm-hmm.
When you don't feel like it, when you're tired, when you fucking had enough, like you use the motivation of that job that you don't like for something that you do like, for something that you want to build, for something that's yours. And man, I've been talking about it. Well, I've been talking to you lately. I've been doing some new stuff at work.
Is that a bad thing?
No. I've been doing
you
some.
You try to talk to me, poor baby.
I've been doing. Yeah. She's like, I gotta go. I gotta sign in. See you later. Slam out the door. No, but by the way, print these papers out for me. Yeah. Print the papers out though. No, I'm just kidding. But no, like I've been talking to you. I've been doing some new stuff at work lately, and I'm fucking new again, and I'm fucking shit up left and right. But one of the things that I am good at is taking ownership for shit that I fuck up. Like I don't fucking sugarcoat it. I will be straight up. Like, hey, I had to fucking send out a blast fucking mass email.
Oh my
like,
goodness.
Hey everybody, I'm fucking new and I fucked some shit up. Sorry that you guys got to do all this extra work. If I could do the work for you, I would. But I'm sorry and I'm learning and I'm going to get better from it. And I sent it in an email.
Aww.
And somebody came back to me and they were like, you know what's cool is that when you
That's
do
leadership
when
right
you
there,
do
though,
when you
man.
do something like that,
Yep.
Guess what happens? Everybody's like, you know what? Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's happened to all of us.
That's right.
We've all been there.
Yes.
Just
Own
don't
it.
worry about it.
You
We'll get
owned it.
And I'm like, fucking cool. Now, you got to fucking learn. Because if I fuck that shit up again, they'll be like, dude, this dude's sending a, hey guys, I fucked it up again.
Yes.
Send another email, But that's part of leadership. That's part
Yes.
of getting good at what you do. That's part of progressing in your career. The best people that I've known have all fucked shit up. The best people that I know can fix all their fuck ups. That's one thing, especially in the work that I used to do.
That's
Sheet metal work that I did, for those of you that don't know. I don't know if any aviation people listen, but I fucked up some big time aviation shit when it comes to sheet metal. The great thing is that I had the skills and I got good. I got really good at it. And I was always, and you know what? And if I couldn't I couldn't fix it, I would be right there with the person that did have the skills to fix it so that I could learn how they did it. And then I got the skills. And then I could fix stuff. And then I could fix things that other people messed up. And then when they mess it up, like we were talking about before, not giving them a hard time. Look, next time do it like this so that you don't have that problem. You know?
Yes.
And learn. It's okay to fuck shit up. You need to learn how to fix it.
Right.
But when it comes to
taking ownership,
taking ownership. But when it comes to your job, if you don't enjoy it, you got to remember that, because there's
That's the fuel.
I enjoy podcasting. This is something that's fun. They're just like in everything. Like if you're a great plumber and you enjoy plumbing, you may not enjoy the business part of plumbing.
Right.
You know, like I love podcasting. This is great. The idea of it makes so much sense to me. This is what I want to do. But there's other aspects of it that I don't enjoy so much, that I'm not as motivated to do it.
Right.
I still do it. I still do it
Yeah.
because it's just part of who I am.
Yeah.
Like the discipline, like I said I was going to do something, and I've failed, but I've done a lot better. It's one of those things. It's kind of like when they say when you shoot for the moon, you hang with the stars.
Yes.
You know,
That's right.
and my goal, for my New Year's resolution, I failed my goal, because my goal was to post something every single day. And I failed. There's been days that I've missed. But you know what? In 6 months, I can count how many days I've missed on one hand. And it may only be 2. So I failed,
Right.
but guess what? It's still way better than what I did before.
But why wouldn't you ask me to help?
Because this was my personal goal. Like, I mean, you have helped me, and you are helping me. But I'm just saying, I'm doing it. Like, it's just...
Yeah, but it's not. This is a team effort. So
Yeah,
if you're
I get
needing
it. I get it.
help,
I know.
reach out to me.
No, and I do.
know?
I hit you up sometimes. Hey, can you post something? Because I got nothing or whatever. But, and you do. You help me. But either way, what I'm getting at is that you have to remember the shit that you don't like doing, or the job that you don't enjoy, the work that you don't enjoy doing, when, like, at least in my case, when I don't feel like posting, when I don't feel like editing, when I don't feel like doing the things that like maybe I'm just tired and I'm like, you know what, I don't feel like doing it today. And what if I skip a post? Fuck it. Well, no. Do you want to do what you're doing for the rest of your life?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So get your fucking thumbs ready and start posting. Start clicking shit. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to remember, you got to use that as the motivation to do what you have to do.
Yeah. The end results. You have to focus on what it is that you want. Like your vision.
Yeah.
Focus on the vision.
Yep.
Of what you want. And
that's something that we also learned from Darnell Self. Like I remember him talking about
Darnell Self
in Legal Shield.
Yes.
Like for some people, like they were talking about how you have to be passionate about what you're doing. And I remember him saying one time, he's like, you don't have to be passionate. Like you may not even really like it. But if you can understand that this can give you the opportunity to do what you're passionate at,
yes, yes,
then it's not about what you're actually doing. You're doing this to get to that.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
And that's how I've been feeling about my work lately. And this is we got some time. This is something that we've talked about years ago. Years ago. You know what I'm talking about? What I'm getting into? So years ago, we made a decision, Sonja and I. And I'm fortunate enough to where my career and what I do can provide for our family. Now, it's not an extravagant living. It's not like we have, you know, luxury cars outside and, you know, I mean, we have a good life. But there was a time when we were struggling.
We could live like that.
No, we could. We could. But then we would just have a lot of debt. And
right.
That's not the goal.
Right.
We're trying to make shit different forever.
Yes.
But when we were, like, this was years ago in our relationship, and we were going through some harder times, and I don't know, maybe we were having some disagreements, or we were frustrated with the finances or whatever, and it was one of those things like, hey, like, it was to you, it's like, I think you told me, you're like, if you want, I can just go get a job. Like, I can go get a job.
Yes, I was working Legal Shield at that time.
Or something like that. Mm-hmm. And like I told you, I was like, I have a job. And my job is just enough for us to get by.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't need another job. Because a job is not going to get us. Yeah. Like you having a job, me having a job is definitely not going to get us to where we want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you having a job is definitely not going to get us to where we want to be. Your job, what you do, is what's going to change our life. What's going to change everything forever. So I will do this now and for as long as I have to, because what you're doing is going to change our lives. It's going to change our family. And it's been fucking cool as shit lately because we've been kind of like the business has been taking off and we're getting a taste of what that's like. You know, of the fucking sacrifice of everything that we've, you know, the times when like it was literally just my income. Mm-hmm. And this is the thing that people fucking overnight successes. There is no fucking overnight success. You just don't know. You don't know what people go through because people aren't on your radar until they fucking blow up, until they have success. Yep. And you don't see the struggle. You don't see all the other shit. Like there was the times when you could have went and got a job and it could have gave us some relief. Yeah. And it was like, you know what? And on top of that, it's working. Yeah. And it's not even working for nothing. Yeah. Because at that point we were working out of a hole. Yeah. Like we were in a hole. Mm-hmm. But we knew that by you getting a job, that's not going to change things for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's been really cool. It's been really cool to be able to kind of, and who knows what's next. But the really cool thing is kind of like Kevin Hart was talking about. This shit's a fucking game, and we've been winning, and we know how to win a little bit.
Yep.
And if for some reason we started, we started losing at this game a little bit, then we'll get back to what we were doing to start winning again. No,
we're fucking it's just fighters. We are. When you think about all the shit that we've gone through and where we are today, like I am so full. I'm so thankful. And it is a blessing, and God's been with us every step of the way. He's been with us every step of the way.
Yeah.
Like he knows our heart. He knows where we're going. He knows the people that we want to help. He knows what we want to do. And as long as we continue doing what we're supposed to
I'm
do,
getting fucking excited again.
as long as we're doing what we're supposed to do, you know, he's going to continue to be there for us. And there's going to be more shit. There's going to be more struggle, more challenges with where we're going.
Yeah.
But we have to continue to push through because there are so many other people that need to see this. They need to see us win. Because if they see us win, it's going to give them permission to win.
It's an example.
Yes. For our kids and everybody around us, for my little sisters, for my nieces, for my nephews, everyone around us that's watching us.
Please.
We have a lot of people that are wanting us to win, and we have people that want to see us fail.
I don't give a fuck about that.
No, but I'm just, you know what I'm saying?
That's fine.
We have to continue to do what we're doing. And, you know, the one thing that we have always remained is humble.
Yeah. Nobody is as humble as we are humble.
Shut up.
That's the opposite of being humble, right? Nobody is humble like I'm humble. Oh shit. But no, I can't ask you guys enough to go and listen to that podcast because there is some eye-opening shit in there. Like for real. For real.
Yeah. And it's so funny because the podcast that I listened to, Oprah Winfrey, the Super Soul Conversation, it's story after story after story. This one story opened your eyes. This one story.
What story?
The Kevin Hart, like listening
About what?
to his podcast with Joe Rogan.
About what? Open my eyes about what?
Not open your eyes, but it helped you to feel.
No, I definitely
What?
I got a lot out of the podcast.
Yes. That's
it's
Oprah Winfrey on steroids. Like that's one of the stories. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Having a near death experience, but you are a follower of Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
So when you heard his story, it touched your heart, right?
It's not just that, but when he breaks it down in a way that is so simple to understand.
Real.
So
Yes.
simple to understand. You
Yes.
you can see that there's no bullshit in the guy.
Oh, yes.
And he just talks about like it's all information. It's all information, and the only reason that people aren't, well, some people don't want it. Some people are happy living the way they're living. Some people are oblivious and don't even know.
Right.
But he was saying that some people, like, people don't freely give information, and if you ask, they'll give it to you, or they may give it to you, or you may have to ask several questions. They'll give you some information about how they had success doing whatever. But nobody's just kind of like giving it out freely. And he's like, and I've had success, and I came from nothing.
Right.
He's like, and I just want to give this out to everybody. I want everybody to know this stuff. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy how he explained it, but he's talking about how there's levels to the game and how he'll be in a meeting. He's like, imagine like you're in this room and there's a velvet curtain, and you're in this room and you think that this is all that there is in the room. Like, this is cool. But then somebody pulls back the velvet curtain and there's all kinds of shit happening back there. And he's like,
what the hell is this? No.
You guys been doing, how long have you guys been back here making money like this? You know, where did you guys get all this stuff? And they're like, oh, we've been doing this for a while. Really? And you just have no idea because you're not in those circles. You're not in that life.
That's why it's so important to be curious.
Yeah.
To be curious and to ask questions. Like, that's one with the kids. It's like, if you don't know, ask.
Yeah.
If you want to know, ask. If somebody has something that you want, or, you know, they're gone somewhere where you want to go, then ask. Like, just ask questions. And that's something that you and I are pretty good at doing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay not knowing, you know, but if I find someone who has an answer, I mean, like, asking questions.
Yeah,
I'm not,
that's
what I mean.
I get it.
You know, if I see someone and they're doing well and they're willing to sit with me and share how they got to where they're at, then I am so open.
Yeah.
You know, and that starts with being humble, like just asking questions.
Yeah.
And not being the person who feels that they know it all.
It's true.
You know? I don't know.
It's very true. So we're coming to the end of the podcast. Before we get out of here, the world is, it's crazy. It's a crazy place. And I don't know, but my mind is not made up. And even though people may think I'm a Debbie Downer, especially the one sitting next to me. No, I'm just kidding. But I have hope. I have hope in people. I think people can change. I think our country can change. I think it needs a lot of work. We're going through something that is very hard right now. And I think if people keep a few things at the forefront of their mind, and that's living with humility, with integrity, with compassion, with humanity for other people, it would make such a big difference. Like the injustice, I really think it's when, for any reason, regardless, doesn't matter whether it's your race, religion, it doesn't matter. But anytime that somebody feels that they're better than somebody else for anything, it's wrong. It's just straight up wrong. And we just need to remember that we're all the same.
There are fellow brothers and sisters.
We may look different, but we all have families. We all have people that care about us. The cops, the protesters, everybody. The fucking rioters need some goddamn love in their life. Holy shit. If anybody, like the protesters, yeah, they need some help. The cops need some, the fucking rioters need some damn help. Somebody needs to fucking get in their lives and straighten those motherfuckers out. For real.
So
but it's not going to come with fucking violence.
No.
And more. I mean, sometimes you got to slap some people around to get, the point across. But
right.
Man, we just need to treat people with compassion, with love.
We have to be the light.
Fucking be humble. Humility. Like it's a trait that we need.
Right.
Big time.
It's dark out. It's dark.
And we need the light.
Be the light. Be the difference. Be the change.
And with that,
this is Sonja Ramirez.
And I'm Miguel Ramirez. Thank you guys for being with us. Man. Yeah. We
love each other. Support each other.
And I want to go out and I want to do some stuff, but at the same, I was thinking, I saw pictures of people taking pizzas to the protesters. And it's I want to fucking take pizzas to everybody. Hey, you protesters, you guys are doing great. Hey, fucking cops over here, man, don't beat them up. You guys are doing great too. I get it. I know that you guys aren't all bad. And there's a few bad apples that fuck it up for everybody else.
Always bad apples in everything.
Yeah.
And with that, until next time, we love you guys. Stay safe. Be kind.
Talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.